So in recent years, I've gradually become more and more fascinated with Japanese things. I guess if I think about it, it's not really surprising because I've grown up watching anime, eating ramen, playing Pokemon, and things like that. It must have been something I was bound to get obsessed over eventually. Asian culture in itself is so wonderful. The food is amazing and the pop culture is out of this world. I love sushi a whole lot. I could probably eat a truckload of it. It's just so good, all the different combinations of foods you can put together wrapped up in a beautiful rice and nori roll. When I was at university, my favourite part of the day was lunch break, where I would go to the cafeteria and get some sushi. I think I liked this one with cream cheese and pineapple in it the most at the time, although I love pretty much anything on a sushi roll. I would love to make a bento box, they always look so beautifully prepared and presented. I also grew up watching and playing Pokemon. That might have been my first experience with Japanese pop culture. I still remember being about 5 or something and seeing the first episode of Pokemon where Ash gets his Pikachu and falling in love with all the little Pokemons he meets along the way. Pokemon has been a huge influence on my life, and to this day, I still play Pokemon games and watch Pokemon related content. I grew up staying up late into the hours of the morning playing Pokemon Emerald with my brother on our Game Boy SPs. I still own mine, and although the battery has run dry, I still play it every now and then and relive the glory days. There are so many anime I loved growing up. Pokemon, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Duel Masters, Hamtaro, Cardcaptors, the list is endless! But the animation company I loved the most was Studio Ghibli. From my teenage years, I began watching all the Studio Ghibli films and man did I love them. The stories were just so captivating, the music was breathtaking and the art was out of this world. It made me wish the whole world was drawn like a Studio Ghibli film. The ones I loved the most were Whisper of the Heart, Spirited Away, and Only Yesterday. Whisper of the Heart was so beautiful. Being a musician, I loved how they made violins in the film. Everything in Studio Ghibli films seemed to be portrayed so meticulously and beautifully, as if you're in a dream. I also really loved the blooming romance in the film. It was so beautiful to watch the coming of age story. The way the studio captures the essence of human existence in such a romantic way just fills my heart with joy and wonder. I also love how they bring to light the importance of taking care of the natural environment. In recent years, I've become obsessed with bubble tea. It's a little hard to come by in New Zealand, but I recently found out that my local sushi shop sells it. Also, my supermarket sells it too, and during the lockdown I'm in at the moment, it's one of my favourite things to drink. I found the show on Netflix called Terrace House. It's essentially like Big Brother, where 3 boys and 3 girls are put in a beautiful house and they're watched interacting, falling in love and going places together. I noticed the people seem so polite and helpful to each other, although they did get into disagreements sometimes. It's actually really fascinating to watch, and I've been a huge fan of it the last couple of years. One of the things I got into more through watching the show was Japanese pop music. I love the jazz influences in Japanese music. I especially loved the bands Gesu no Kiwami Otome and 1989. Shohei was such a great guy on the show, and I'm sad he didn't end up with Seina in the Karuizawa season. His parting song, Rambling Rose, made me cry when I watched Seina cry. His lyrics were just so beautiful. Anyway, I listen to a lot of Japanese pop now, and it's one of my favourite genres of music. I've collected so much Japanese stuff over the years, a ton of Pokemon toys and figurines, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Duel Master cards, and I even made myself a Terriermon toy after watching the 3rd season of Digimon again. I'd never finished it, and after watching how Terriermon always says Momentai Henry to his Digitamer, which means don't worry, I had to make myself a little cute Terriermon plush. I ordered some fabric online and got to work making him. He sits in my room now, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of how he turned out. Whenever I look at him, I am reminded of Momentai and to not worry too. It makes me feel better when I'm anxious. In conclusion, Japanese culture has really made my life a happier existence. I think there are a few of us who have not been introduced to something in Japanese pop culture. I mean, who doesn't know who Pikachu is? What's your favourite part of Japanese or Asian culture? Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Little Animations out. Ponyo loves Sam!